Hi. Well, last we've got a decent day, and I was able to get out and plough around Bredon Hill with the Dazzne. And I've also bought a copy of Windows 10 and installed it. I've made a boot camp partition on the Mac and installed it, which was very easy. And so now I've got a Mac and a PC on this one iMac. It's something you want to take into account when pricing out a Mac, is that for the price of an iMac, I've got a Mac and a PC with a 4K screen. I had to buy a copy of Windows 10 because for some reason my Windows 7 number has been blocked. So unfortunately I had to fork out 80 quid for it on Amazon. But still, I've now got a working Windows 10 PC. And I've installed Hyperlapse on that, and it works very, very well. It's very stable, very quick, but I have got 24 gigs of RAM on this thing, and it's a quick little thing anyway, with a Fusion drive on it. So it was very impressive. It was very stable. So this is really an experiment with two things. One is Hyperlapse, a complete lap of Bredon Hill hyperlapsed. And secondly, it's a contrasty day. The sun was out, although it did start clouding up as I went round. So we can see the exposure control on the Dazzne and how it shapes up. I must admit, it wasn't great. I didn't have a great day today. It started off with me going into Cheltenham to get my aunt. My aunt is about my last relative with whom I'm in touch, and she's pretty ancient. She's in her 80s. She hasn't had a kitchen bin for a couple of weeks, so I went into home base in Cheltenham to get a kitchen bin, and I don't know. When did they start charging 60 quid for kitchen bins? It's absolutely ridiculous. They're only made of, really thin sheet metal. It's a really basic, mechanism attached to it. They want 60 quid for that. I couldn't believe it. And then, on the way out, I saw this. Now, I feel very ambivalent about Christmas. I find, disasters usually happen then. For instance, the Christmas before last, my mum went into a final meltdown on Christmas Eve, and she died about 10 days later. And last Christmas there was another total disaster that ended up upsetting me for months. And then there's all this stuff. Now, I've said before, Christmas for me, I don't drink, I'm not religious, I don't have kids, so Christmas doesn't really mean a lot. I haven't even got a girlfriend who I can buy nice stuff for. And when I see this stuff, and when I see people who obviously haven't got very much money buying this stuff with, usually with credit cards, which means they're going to be spending January and February paying it off, part of me thinks, God, what idiots. And then I think, well, shit, if you haven't got fuck all, why shouldn't you have a blowout once a year to, alleviate your existence? And, for some people it's important. And I don't know, it's none of my business anyway, really, is it? But I don't know, I just hate it. I just, look at this, this real tacky crap for which they want tons and tons of money. And this is home base. If I'd gone into Dunelm next door, it'd probably be even worse. That's an absolutely remarkable shop, Dunelm. I must go in there because at the best of times, the tacky crap they sell is beyond belief. I'm quite tempted to go in there and do a few photos, do a rant about it. I'll probably get banned for life. But when I did walk in there, I walked in there. When I was looking, I thought it was another entrance to home base actually, but I ended up in this Dunelm place, and honestly, I couldn't believe my eyes. The crap, it was unbelievable. There is some good stuff. There's some quite good curtains, but oh dear, Yeah, I must do a rant based in Dunelm at some stage. Yeah, so I wasn't in a very good mood because I had to spend 60 quid on 60 quid on a bin for my aunt, um, and then when I set off to do the ride, um, the zip on my favourite motorcycle jacket once went, and I've already tightened up, got a pair of pliers to the zip thing once, but now it's not fastening at all. Seems to be terminal, so that went. And then as I ploughed around Bredon Hill, blasted mount started giving away, and the camera started keeling over to the left. So the angle's pretty strange at some times. And also, I stopped to arrange the mount, put it back up. And as I set off, I forgot to put the side stand up. Bike stalled. So it wouldn't start. It wouldn't start for about 5 or 10 minutes. And I was out in the middle of bloody nowhere thinking, am I stuck? It wasn't a great day. It wasn't a great run either. Because the weather's been so crap, I wasn't riding particularly well. And so it was pretty jerky, it wasn't smooth. Now, there's lots of girls in Tewkesbury who are going to tell you that I'm a jerk anyway, but this was jerky, I didn't ride very well. It's only about halfway round that I started getting into my rhythm again. It's funny how it goes off so quickly. It's been about a week since I've been out on it. And to get smooth again, it's definite. Motorcycling is definite skill, you definitely have to keep on practicing at it. And if you don't practice, you go off, basically. So that's it. Rant over. That's Christmas. My Christmas rant over. Rant about the price of bins in Homebase. And now we can get on with the ride. Now, what I did was, as I said, I took the Dazzne files into Windows 10, hyperlapsed them. I didn't speed them up because all I'm interested in is the so-called stability improvements, the vibrations, the vibration reduction that hyperlapse is meant to give, and you can judge for yourself when you see the video. And also, I was quite interested in how the Dazzne performed exposure-wise. As I say, that was slightly sabotaged by the mount coming loose, which I'm obviously going to have to go do a bit of work on. So, without further ado, and putting my disastrous day to one side, here is the ride around Bredon Hill on a nice bright day to start with, anyway. Right, where should we start? Let's start here in Beckford, where I turn left and go along this little sort of single track lane to Elmley Castle. It's a bit wider than single track, as you can see, but a narrow little country lane anyway. I see him again a bit later, that little caterum there. I think it's a caterum, or perhaps a Lotus. He's obviously ploughing around Bredon Hill as well. It is a good track because there is a bit of everything. There's straights followed by S-bends, and it's not the world's greatest surface. And there's, adverse cambers. There's everything. There's a bit of everything. And on top of all that, there's absolutely delightful scenery. And it's a good little run because it's exactly sort of 25 miles around it from, just about exactly 25 miles around it from my place. So here we go. And I must say, it does look quite smooth, doesn't it? But yeah, there's going to be, between the clips, the Dazzne is set to take 5-minute clips. And because it's an unregistered version of Hyperlapse, it puts a couple of frames at the end of every clip, that says, it goes black and there's Microsoft Hyperlapse written on it, which I've tried to take out in editing, but it is quite difficult to get it exact. So there's going to be a little jump between the clips. Sorry about that, but it's not really what we're interested in anyway. I quite like this. I think it's quite good. I'm sort of unconvinced about the benefits of hyperlapse though, because it is primarily for doing, time lapses, i.e. speeding them up. and speeding the clips up. I'm not really interested in that. What I'm purely interested in is the smoothing capability. And as you can see, the camera is tilting over to the left already. And I'm not sure I managed to fix this for quite a long time. If you see a big mitt appearing in front of the lens, that's me adjusting it. Obviously, as you're going along, it's very difficult because it's on the right-hand side of my fairing, and your right hand controls the front brake and the accelerator, so it's not, it's not a very good idea to take your hand off it. Oh, that's a bit juddery, isn't it? Right, another thing Hyperlapse does is it removes all sound. So since we haven't got sound, I'm going to have to add some music. So I'm just going to shoot off to the Google free music, try and find something suitable, and might as well add music. Okay, I'll see you at the end.
got yourself something funky.
Okay, we're coming up to the end now. What do you think? Look at this exposure on the Dazzne. It's not as good as I'd hoped, I must admit. I mean, it's definitely gone dark, hasn't it? But look, the sun is directly ahead of us. Although it's a lot clearer than the Mobius was in these conditions. What can I say? Look, it's gone very dark now, but you can still see detail. Yeah, I'm quite happy that there's me adjusting the camera again. Don't know what to think. I'm not convinced by Hyperlapse, I must admit. I don't think the way it takes vibrations out is enough to make me shell out $50 for it. I don't think it's worth that to me. iMovie has a function as well that does much the same sort of thing, but that enhances the colours as well, and sometimes you get real naff colours out of it. And one of the things with this Dazzne, I mean, if you look here, is the colour reproduction is excellent. I mean, it's very true to life. So as usual, I've ended up totally confused. That is my life. Confusion. Thanks very much indeed for watching.